Hello guys, and welcome to today's webinar on chat branding and customization. My name is Daniel and I'll be your host today. I'm joined by my beloved friend, our developer Małgorzata.
Hello.
Together we'll be walking guys through some basic and advanced techniques of how to customize the appearance of the chat window to better represent your brand. Before we begin, just a few housekeeping items which we want to bring to your attention. On the right side of the screen there's a box which you can use to not only ask us any questions you have, but also to let us know if there's any technical issue going on. We'll be monitoring the chat and do our best to answer all your questions during the Q&A session. Also, please let us know if you have any ideas on what would you like us to cover next time. Aside from that, we'll be showing you a few advanced CSS and button implementation techniques that will require a bit of development on your end. That being said, if you're not code savvy, you might consider passing on this recording to your IT geeks. On a side note, we'll do our best to upload this webinar on our website in 24 hours top. Last thing to remember, we also do our best to provide you with a few resources that will come in handy in terms of learning. As for today's agenda, we'll start by showing you how easy it is to customize your chat window by adding your logo and changing the colors. Then we'll choose the right chat window theme. Małgorzata will tell you how to attract visitors using custom chat buttons, and lastly we'll add some CSS styles to your chat window. We also plan on conducting a Q&A session after the webinar ends. Without further ado, let's get it started. So you guys work really hard to create a nice looking website, and I believe that you wouldn't want your chat window to ruin all that effort. You want your chat to look good, right? It's a must. Obviously, we are on the same page, we want the same thing. Because of that, LiveChat has prepared a number of options that you can use to create a fully customized chat window. But before we jump into the administration panel, let's take a look at the elements of the chat window. First of all, there are two chat window types to choose from. One being the embedded chat window and the other one being the pop-up chat window. The embedded one is, well, surprise, surprise, embedded into the web page and follows customers while they navigate through your website. By default, it's displayed in the bottom right corner of your website, but you can easily change its position using CSS Styles. And here's the example of the pop-up chat window, which opens the chat in a separate browser tab. What you need to remember is that if you decide to use this particular window type, then you have to remember about adding a separate button that will trigger the chat window, as it won't work without this button. The cool thing about this additional chat button is that it can be placed on your website wherever you want. Let's take a look at the chat window. Here it is in its full glory. At the top we see the chat window title. You can also see the me, mice and close icons. In the header you can display your company's logo to let customers know who they're contacting to. It's a good practice to include the logo, as especially if you decide to include the logo, it will gain you some extra trust from customers. On the left side we can see the agent's photo. We have a lot of ready-to-use stock photos, but if you want to provide more personal touch, we suggest you use real photos of agents. Here's the name and the job title. Below you can see this small toolbar which allows you to rate, allows customers to rate their experience and send themselves a chat transcript once a chat is done. Below we have the conversation area and social media icons. By linking these icons to your Facebook, Twitter and Google Plus account, you will allow customers to reach you straight from the chat. And last but not least, here's the file sharing icons, and keep in mind that both agents and customers can send multiple files through the chat window, but each file cannot be bigger than 10 megabytes. Note that LiveChat supports a white label version, so it means that you can provide a completely brandless experience. It means that, for example, this powered by LiveChat signature can be removed. Okay, so now let's move on to its administration panel. Here it is. And basically everything I just mentioned can be either changed or disabled in the theme section. Here you can choose from 4 different chat window types: classic, modern, circle and minimal. Also you can change here you can change the color of the chat window by using the color picker thingy, or typing in any typing in the hex code, like for example 666. You might be familiar with this particular one. Okay. Upon clicking on the advanced window tweaks link, we are taken to the section where you can add social media icons to the chat, disable your logo and agent picture, and also let customers know that an agent might be using the mobile application. This is a pretty useful thingy, especially if you often chat on the go and you want to let your customers know that the response time may be a little bit smaller. Okay, aside from that, you might be wondering where's the option to disable the rating icons. Well, the thing is that here at LiveChat we believe in 2 things. We believe in the power of love and we believe in the power of feedback. Because of that, well, there's no easy way to turn these icons off, but if you really want to turn them off, disable them, then it can be done by using the CSS code. The code goes here into the customization panel, into CSS panel, and yeah, in fact, this entire CSS section, this entire CSS panel, it's more of an option for those of you who want to completely restyle the chat window by using custom CSS codes. Okay. Obviously, you can also change the language that is displayed in the chat window. It can be done in the language section. Here in the language section, you can not only edit the opening greeting, here it is, but also translate the chat window into one of, I believe, 40 available languages. Like for example, you can choose Spanish. Let's choose this language, and hola. Okay, the cool thing about LiveChat is that it allows you to customize the chat window per page. What it means that, well, you can use one account to add the chat to multiple domains, subdomains, and so on. So if your website supports multiple languages, you are able to vary the language per page, per website, per domain. Okay, and that will be all about this section. Let's move on to the second part. Choose the right chat window theme for you. Okay, so let's start with some theory first. When it comes to customizing the chat window, you have to remember that it's basically all about matching the chat window design with your general branding. The chat has to be one of those tools that raise your brand awareness. So the chat needs to let your customers know who you are and what you do. That being said, a well-customized look, a well-balanced look, here is a key to make your customers feel more comfortable, make them comfortable enough to connect with you, to start a chat with you. As I mentioned, LiveChat allows you to customize the chat window freely. The thing is that basically every customization starts with choosing the chat theme. By default, you have 4 different themes to choose from: classic, modern, minimal, and circle. What is important is that you have to choose the theme that choose not the theme you like best, but the one that matches the rest of your website. This will evoke trust in your website visitors and make sure that they won't have any troubles in identifying your page as a valid contact channel. There are 2 things worth remembering while choosing the right theme. First of all, pick a theme that relates to your industry. You have to consider your audience and, most importantly, your products. Like, for example, you may be selling some sort of minimalistic furniture or something like that. In such case, you should avoid making the chat look out of the place, as it might result in less chats. Using on top of that, using neon colors may not be the best idea as well. What I mean to say is that sometimes the less is more. The second of all is that you should identify the purpose of your page. So let's work with an example here. On some pages, like for example your home page or highly converting pages, like for example your cart, you want your chat to grasp the visitor's attention right away once they land on your website. On the other hand, there are some places on your website, like for example your About Us page or Contact Us page, where you just want to provide customers with the impression of being there for them, right? And one last thing that I want to mention about is that LiveChat provides you with a functionality, with a feature called the URL rules. This feature allows you, first of all, it's available for the team and Enterprise Plus package users. This feature allows you to add the chat to multiple pages and also customize the look, the appearance of the chat window per page, per domain. Okay, and I think that's all. That's all for me. And let me forward. Okay, it's time to you, Małgorzata.
Hello there. As Daniel mentioned, I'm Małgorzata and I'm from technical support here in LiveChat. And I want to tell you some more about chat button creation and basically customization as well. As you can see here on the screenshot, it is a LiveChat settings panel. And in this LiveChat settings panel, there is an installation section. In this installation section, you are able to set up LiveChat buttons. I will show you that also on the LiveChat panel directly. It is in here, installation and chat buttons. Basically, here is the list of buttons I already created. You are able to add your own buttons, and with that option you can choose one from our gallery or even upload your own buttons which you can customize on your site. Here is the look of the gallery. As you can see, there is a lot of possibilities. You can pick buttons which will match the style of your website or specific pages. And there is also, as I mentioned, a place when you can upload offline and online buttons separately. I created a sample page with such buttons. It is in here, and we will share that sample page later in the resources after the webinar. And here is a set of a lot of different kind of buttons. For example, text button. Here one embed to the website. On the right here there is a chat now button which is floating with the page, and there is also one another, but visible only if I will turn my status to online. As you can see in the left bottom corner, there is a floating button right now, which means that I am available right now. And to set up that kind of button, you are able to upload a specific, it is in here, you can upload an invisible picture of the pixel and replace the normal button with that pixel, and that pixel will be also available for you in here on the sample button page. You are able to download it. If you would like to use that, it is possible from here. And basically, as you can see, when you click install a chat button, you will have a ready-to-use code which you just need to copy and paste directly to your website. On the sample page, there are that floating buttons. In this website source, you will be able to see how it is made, and of course you can copy that code and also use it with your own buttons. There is also another way to implement a button to your website, and it is a JavaScript on-click based on our documentation, and that on-click will be also visible in the testing page source, because, for example, this button on the right side, the chat now, this one, is implemented exactly in that way. Okay, and the second part, which I want to also tell you about, it is a CSS customization. This is a huge topic actually, because it's quite a web developer's thing to use such and create such CSS codes. But let me show you 3 examples of customization made by our customers. As you can see in here, none of that kind of skin is available in our theme section, but still that chat windows are created based on that default skins which are in the theme section. So there is a lot of possibilities with CSS customization. We will share with you later some examples. For example, this middle one in our resources. And moving to that theme section which I'm talking about, I just wanted to show you that in here there is two links which you can use. First of all, show fully commented CSS file. I will click it right now, and as you can see, there is a file with a lot of codes which are also commented, so you will know which one is related with what kind of setup. And there is also another link in here, so show sample code. I will show you that example, for example, on the circle theme. And as you can see, the whole chat just changed its view to the dark one. and you are able to work on that code as well and change some colors if you would like to style that kind of example. I will hide that right now. And if you would like to create your own CSS, but you maybe don't know exactly how to make it, I will show you now that on that our sample page, I will start the chat right now. If you are using Chrome or for example Firefox, you are able to use the right click and choose inspect element. And by using the select tool, you are able to, for example, click on the rate buttons which Daniel already discussed with you. You will choose the specific class of that button, and it is possible to find in here some color styles. You are able to, for example, pick a different color if you would like to make that thumbs more visible. And you are able to copy that style and paste it directly to the CSS customization part of the theme section. As you can, sorry, maybe not on this template, but on this. I will delete this style. And as you can see, thumbs are changed right now. I saved changes. And I will refresh the page now. And as you can see, thumbs are not red, and you are able to make that that kind of select. You can use the select tool to customize a different part of your chat window. Next part, which I want to discuss about that kind of customization, CSS customization, is a direct chat link. Basically, on the social media, you are able to share a direct link to your chat window and let your customers to contact with you directly without going to your website first. And on the left screen right now, you are able to see our existing customer, Ryanair, which is using that kind of direct links. And as you can see, it's quite nice styled. Let me show you how the normal direct link looks like. As you can see, it's a white chat window opened, and maybe it's not the best looking one, but we created also a specific group with a direct link, which I already customized. I will copy that link and I will paste that link in here. And as you can see, the chat window looks like embed in the specific page. It's a quite nice way to share the chat link with your customers, as I mentioned, maybe on Facebook, maybe on Twitter, or even with the email directly. And we will share that code with you as well after the webinar will end. And actually, it is the last thing I wanted to tell you. It's right now a great time for you to ask her some questions. So we could answer for that questions with Daniel now.
Okay, guys. So once again, thanks for attending, and let's jump into the first question. First one comes from Sean, and he wants to know if it's possible to hide the chat on a certain page only. That's a pretty cool question, and the thing is that yeah, it's possible to hide the chat on a certain page. What you need to do, Sean, is to go to your settings, installation, then my website, click on the add URL rule, and here you need to add your first or second rule. Basically, you have to choose between the first condition, which is contains the string or is exactly. You asked us about a certain page only, so in your case scenario you need to choose is exactly, and here simply type in given URL. You can copy paste it from your address bar, like for example it can be something like this. Next, tick turn LiveChat off and say this rule. Simple as that. Okay. And next one, okay. And Josh asked us if he can control how wide the chat window is. Josh, it's possible. It's possible to control both width and height of your chat window, and it can be done by using CSS Styles. We'll provide you with an example of how it needs to be done.
Next question maybe I will answer, and there is a question from Jonathan, and the question sounds, how do you remove the powered by LiveChat wording? Basically, it is possible with also CSS styles, and this specific CSS is shared in our tutorial, which is of course available in our knowledge base, and it is linked as well on the test page with buttons I showed you before. It's a short CSS, very easy to copy and just paste. And the next question is, how about on multiple websites? It is possible also with URL rules, so with groups customization, and to set up for specific domains different groups. There is no limits with that. You are able to use the URL rules with as many groups as you need, and this is also there is also a tutorial related with that, which we can link it later after the webinar for you.
Okay, Chris wants us to show how to change the languages again. Okay, so Chris, so just for you, you're in the chat window section. Click on the language, and here simply click on the change link just below. For example, English. You can choose from. We have 30 available languages currently, so you can choose, for example, Spanish, French, and so on. So go to the language section, click on the change link, and you're golden. Simple as that.
Yes, next question is, you mentioned a pop-up window chat style. Would that need for the user to have their browser's pop-up blocked deactivated? Yes, exactly. This is how the pop-up works. The browser need to allow for the pop-ups to show up. So basically, we are very into embed chat window, because this one will allow your customers to move on your website and chat at the same time, because with the new pop-up chat window style, he will need to change the tabs, right? So basically, the chat window will be under or above the website at the same time, yeah. And next question is from Aaron, and it's, is the specific code to modify the mobile chat window? Yes, we have a dedicated form for that, and on our tutorial, maybe I will show the tutorial right now. It is in here. On the tutorial, there is a bunch of CSS you are able to use. I will click on the last one, and as you can see in here, there is a LiveChat mobile media query added. So basically, all the CSS related with the mobile chat window must be closed in such media query. And in the near future, as I know, the tutorial will be much more extended, and there will be more examples for mobile chat window as well. And what is maybe tricky but still very important, with the mobile customization, it is important to not use pixels. So everything would be scaled directly to the mobile resolution of specific mobile resolution.
Okay, a few of us, a few guys asked us whether today's webinar will be uploaded on our website. Yes, it will be uploaded. I'll do my best to do so, to upload it in 24 hours top. Additionally, all of you will receive an email with us from us. It will probably be sent on Monday. And we will include a link to this webinar as well. Okay, so Scott asked us a very cool question. He wants to know about some strategies to engage customers visiting his website. Well, there are a few strategies. To start off, you should consider enabling customizing the chat window, right? So make it look like an inherent page element. That's the first thing to remember. Second of all, consider enabling the eye catcher. The eye catcher thingy, it's in fact a cool looking graphic that grasps your visitor's attention. We have a gallery of, well, just sorry, not wrong link, a gallery of a few ready to use graphics, but it would be much better if you just upload your own custom graphic. Aside from that, consider using the proactive greetings, chat greetings functionality. It starts the chat automatically upon meeting a certain condition. Like, for example, your customer might be browsing through your website for, let's say, 60 seconds, and you can set up a condition based on the time that visitor spends on your website. So you can trigger the chat automatically, asking whether he wants some advice, some help, and so on. Okay, let's jump into another question. Anna wants to know if there's an option to customize the notification sound that you guys hear when a new visitor comes in. Unfortunately, there's no such option currently. Okay, and on a side note, to access the notification center, just hover over your photo, just move your mouse over your photo, click on notifications, and here you can access the notification panel. Here you can test out all the available notifications and turn them on, off, also mute all sounds if needed.
Michael asked us, do I need the admin rights to access the theme section and to change stuff? Yes, you need to be an owner or an admin on the LiveChat license. Agents are not able to change such customizations. There is agent tools. This is the only section in settings which agents are able to access. So the rest is not available for normal agents.
Okay, another question comes from Joey. He wants to know whether he can personalize the opening greeting that appears when he manually starts a chat with a customer. Okay, that's a pretty long question, and yeah, Joey, the thing is that unfortunately you can't customize this particular greeting. This message, in fact, allows you to, as you can see, send a personalized send a greeting to visitor It can be done within the visitor section. Just choose a browsing visitor from the list and click on Start a Chat. Actually, we don't have any visitor on our website currently, but just to let you know, the wording that is used in the manual greeting is taken from the language section, in fact, and the same one that is available here.
Scott asks us, how can I get the visitor's name to pop up? When I go on, it identifies me, but not other people who have visited my site. Basically, that names are available with pre-chat survey. So if you don't know already the visitor's name, then as you can see in the language section, let me show you that. If the name is not known, then the client will show up. So in this case, that would be, hello client, how may I help you? But there is also more geeky option to get that visitor's name, and if you have your own database, you are able to pass that information to the chat window before the session will start, before the customer will open the chat window, and it is possible with our JavaScript API. And if you would like, we are able to share with you that documentation and some tutorials how to make that.
Okay, so it seems that there's one last question, and this one is from Richard. And well, this is really easy. How can I change my job title? Okay, so the job title can be changed in the agent section. Just choose any given agent from the list, like for example Natalie. Her name is support agent, and basically you just need to replace it with something else, like for example support ninja and stuff like that. That's all. Remember to save the changes. Okay, so it looks like that was the last one, and yeah, thank you guys for attending. It was really great having you here today with us, and yeah, stay tuned as the new webinar will be in the next month, or in January? I guess it will be in the next month. We'll see. Okay, so thank you once again, and take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.